Hi all, welcome back to Coding World. Today in this video, we are going to see Docker container communication. So in this short tutorial, we are creating a two microservice. One will be a consumer and one will be a producer. And those microservice we will deploy in different Docker container and try to communicate between them. So our tutorial will be like this. I am having a microservice of the Spring Boot where I am exposing or exposing API for a get student, and there will be a second microservice which will be a consuming that expose get student API. So these are the two Docker container which having their own environment and they are trying to communicate between each other. So initially they are trying to communicate with the help of operating system, and then we will see that what exactly problems they will face, and later on we will create a Docker network between those two container and try to communicate with the Docker network. So we will go by step. First we will have two microservice, then we will create a Docker image of those two microservice and then try to communicate between each other. And in last we will create a Docker container and we will do the successful communication between these two microservices. So let's get started. Now first step is I have a student producer microservice. This is a simple microservice which I have a student bean. In that bean I am having ID and name, and have a constructor which is a which is accepting ID and name, and then getter setter method. So and one student controller where I am exposing get student API and returning the list of three students. One is Ramesh, Mahesh, and Rakesh. This is a simple microservice. Let's run this locally and test it is working fine or not. I have started microservice. Yeah, it has been started. Let's test this by calling our get student API. Let's hit that API and check is it working or not. On localhost 8012 get student and it is returning student. Now we are done with our producer microservice. Let's create a consumer microservice. I have already created consumer microservice. I will show. So this is my consumer microservice, student consumer. In this, I have a consumer where I'm marking it as a service, and post this service object creation, we are calling our producer API. So this is my producer API 8018 get student, and using REST template, I am calling that and showing printing the list in console. So let's run this locally and check is it calling that API and printing the student. I am running this locally. Okay, so it is printing size of the student list and each student. So that means we are successfully able to consume the REST API exposed by the producer microservice. So this we are done with our first step, which is creating producer and consumer microservice. Next step is our create the Docker image of these two services and deploy on Docker container. This is my Docker file for the student producer where I am pulling the OpenJDK 11. Then I am using opt as my working directory 8012 as my port, and I'm putting that into a producer jar. And let's create the image Docker image for our producer service, and Docker image build -t student producer. I'm naming it. It will take time, and yes, we are done with our Docker image for the producer. So let's create same for our consumer. This is my consumer Docker file where I am naming it as a jar as a consumer and running same jar. Let's run the command docker build tag student consumer root directory. So it is creating a student consumer and I have successfully created student consumer also. So let's check that both images are in our Docker local Docker registry. So here it is student, yeah. So student consumer and student producer. Now I have created successfully two Docker image, one for producer and one for consumer. Let's run this and test our producer is giving API to our consumer. Our consumer is able to consume the API given by the producer. So let's run our student producer first and then we will run the consumer. But if you see here, I have given one more parameter, that is a producer, because we are naming to that container and we are calling on the basis of name instead of IP address, because IP address can be a changing whenever you deploy from one place to another place, and changing that IP in your consumer, that will be a difficult. So we are naming that container as a producer and that will be our host, and we are using URL with a producer instead of localhost or any specific IP. So let's run this student producer image first. Okay, so let me stop my local services. If we do the Docker PS, we have started our Docker container as a student producer. It was failed due to we was not able to get the doc producer jar, and producer jar was not able to copy from the target because this project was not built using Maven. So keep in mind that sometimes you forgot to build your project and your Docker file did not get the respective jar file. And while running the Docker container, you get the error that your producer file is not present. So to avoid such silly mistakes, try to run and build your project before you create the Docker file. So as I told that we have named our Docker container as a producer. So you have to change our consumer project according to that. So in consumer, I was using localhost 8085. Instead of localhost, I will be using a producer. And because for that container, I have named as a producer. So before creating a Docker, we have changed the file. So let's build this project, maven clean install, and then build our Docker image. Wait a second. Okay. So it's running the test cases also, so I'm skipping test cases. Yeah, successfully built. Now let's create our Docker image freshly. Docker build. Docker build a student consumer -t. Let's give tag as a student consumer. Yes, we have created our consumer successfully. So let's deploy this consumer Docker file to our Docker container or Docker. So let's run the command to run the Docker consumer. We have successfully created our consumer. Let's check it is running successfully on our Docker. So if I did the Docker, I am not able to get the Docker consumer. Yes, so it's failing because it's supposed to fail. Why? Because we have not connected through the Docker network, and this container is unknown to your external world. So because if you hit this and try to access, you will not able to access the get student API, and here our main Docker communication gets failed. Now our next step is to create the Docker network between these two Docker container and access through the Docker network. Let's create, first stop that Docker container, producer Docker container, copy this Docker container, Docker rm container ID. Okay, first stop and then remove. Yes, I am stopping and then I am removing. because we will freshly run this Docker container on our new network. So check the how many Docker networks are there. These many Docker networks are there. So let's create our new fresh Docker connector network and run through new Docker network. So to create a Docker network, we have to run this command. Docker network create and Docker network name. So I am giving as a consumer producer. If you hit, it will take some time to create Docker network and it's been created. So let's check Docker network ls. We have successfully created the bridge, and this thing is as we explain in our presentation that microservice 1 and microservice 2 will communicate between each other through Docker network. Now we have to run this Docker image through our Docker network. So we have to define that parameter while running producer producer microservice and consumer microservice. So let's run this command and start our producer and consumer. This is the command which tells us run this container on this network, consumer producer, and expose the 801.12 port for this service, and name will be producer. We have given it as a, let's check consumer first, what name we have given. We have given a producer. So let's run this. Yeah, it has been successfully started. Let's check that producer is started or not. Yeah, producer is started. Clear this. Now run our consumer. Docker container run network consumer producer and name as a consumer. I find it in detached mode, student consumer. Yeah, it has been started. Let's check the Docker PS. Our producer and consumer both has been started. Have you observed the difference? Previously without network we was able to run only student producer, not a student consumer, because in student consumer we was not able to get the producer API. So now we are able to run because we are able to get the producer API. Let's check the log of this container, then we will able to see. Docker logs. Yes. So we are able to successfully call our producer API and we are printing our student name successfully. Yeah. So this is it, guys. To create, so this is it, guy. To communicate between two Docker container, we have to create a Docker network, and through Docker network, we have to run all our Docker commands, and then we are able to access our microservices. So hope you like this video, and if you want such types of interesting video related to Docker and Kubernetes, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. Thank you.